Happy Wednesday, everybody. Hank Van Buchel here with Tall Real Estate Partners at Royal LePage NRC. A few days ago, we did a video on the real estate market in Stony Creek, and we talked about where we've been since 2002, where we are right now, and where I think we're going to go. I invited viewers to comment or message us with their hometown if they wanted us to do the same thing for the town they call home. And we got a request to take a closer look at Oxford County, which I was happy to do. Oxford County, as you know, is a large area, and it provides a nice large data sampling for us to take a look and see what the market has done there. So let's dive right in. In order to know where we are going, we need to know where we've been. So we're going to start in 2002. Oxford County, we're looking at the annual median home price in Oxford County. In 2002, the median home price there was $130,000, and by the end of 2021, it had shot up to nearly $610,000. Let's take a closer look at the median home prices since November of 2019, which was about 4 months prior to COVID making its ugly presence known. Diving in a little deeper here, November of 2019, the median home price in Oxford County was $410,000. As we move along the line there, you can see a little dip in April of 2020. That's as everyone was staying home, trying to flatten the curve. And then by January of 2021, our median home price in Oxford County was around $550,000, which was a significant increase from pre-pandemic levels, obviously. And we peaked out in February of this year with a median home price in Oxford County at, wait for this, $820,000. Currently, we're tracking at about $615,000 for the end of October. And I can tell you that November to date is significantly lower at around the 560 mark. But we have a week to go in November yet, so we'll see where we end up by the end of November. When taking a look at these prices, starting at the median home price in 2019 of $410,000 to the peak in February of this year at $820,000, that is a 100% increase in values in a very short period of time, just over 2 years. From February of this year until right now, or October, this October past, we've now dropped about 25% in the median home price month over month. When we look at median home price and we see these rises and falls, I like to take a look at annual appreciation year over year and see what the trend is. Moving back to 2002 all the way until where we are now year to date, and you'll see a pretty sustainable growth from 2002 all the way until 2008. We experienced a little downturn in 2009. That's during the mortgage crisis that affected the US the most. And then we see some pretty sustainable growth through 2010 all the way up until 2015 and 16, in which the market visibly strengthened. In 2017, we see an annual appreciation in property values in Oxford County that is well over 20%, drops back down in 2018 and 19, and then as COVID shows up at our door, we get to annual appreciation of nearly 20% again, and then in 2021, we're looking at over 30% appreciation in Oxford County. So what does that mean? If you owned a home that's worth $500,000 before the pandemic, during 2020, all of a sudden it's worth $600,000, and by the end of 2021, it's worth $800,000. If you take a look at this graph, there are three years that really stand out to be well above the average at 8.92% annual appreciation, and that is 2017, 2020, and 2021. So whenever we have annual appreciation that is 8 to 10% or more above the average appreciation, we can pretty safely say that this is an anomaly and is most likely going to correct itself. So let's take out these 3 years, 2017, 2020, and 2021, and the average annual appreciation drops from about 9% to just under 7% at 6.73%. Applying that 6.73% to our median home price annually since 2002, starting at $130,000, and it looks like this. $447,000 would be the median home price if that crazy growth in 2017 and COVID never happened. But it did happen. So what we're expecting now is a market correction. Since February, we've already seen about a 25% drop in the median home price in Oxford County. And my prediction is that we're going to go back to pre-pandemic pricing. In February of 2020, a month before the pandemic hit, was $427,000. This hypothetical situation with 6.73% annual appreciation shows a price at about $447,000. Now, market correction is one factor. The other factor is affordability. So let's take a look at what mortgages look like then versus now. When mortgage rates were at their lowest, it was September of last year in 2021. Interest rates were about 2.2% for a 5-year fixed term. The median home price in Oxford County at that time was $606,000. So let's say the average buyer buys the average home in Oxford County, which is valued at $606,000. They put 20% down on a 25-year mortgage, lock in their rate at 2.2% for 5 years, and their payment is around $2,100. Now, working backwards with interest rates where they are now, let's assume the average buyer's disposable income hasn't changed and the monthly amount that they can afford on a mortgage, again, is around $2,100. Working backwards with mortgage rates being at 5.5% for a 5-year term instead of 2.2%, how much house can they now afford? Well, the average buyer with a $2,100 per month mortgage payment can now afford a house worth $428,000 versus a house worth $606,000. $428,000 is incredibly close to $427,000. That was the pre-pandemic pricing, remember, in February of 2020. So I said we're going to go to pre-pandemic prices. If affordability was the only factor, I would say this is where we're going to go. Factor in also the annual appreciation once we've removed the anomalies of 2017 and the COVID years, and we're at about $447,000. So my prediction is in Oxford County, we're going to go somewhere between $430,000 and $450,000 within the next 6 to 12 months. Interestingly enough, when we look at the trends of Oxford County and compare them to the trends in Stony Creek since November of 2019, take a look at this. They're almost identical. The dollar values are different, but the trend and the trajectories all look the same. Drop a comment on this video. Be sure to check out our other video where I dive in a little deeper into why the numbers have looked like they have. I talk about the $10 billion that entered the Canadian economy by way of parents gifting their children money to buy their first home. Drop a comment on this video. Let us know where you live and we'll run the stats for your town. Let you know where you've been, where you are, and where you're likely headed. That's it for now. Enjoy the rest of your Wednesday and we'll see you soon.